G'day guys, Solid here and welcome back to another video. Honda have recently announced the 300L and the 300 Rally for the dual sport market, which is fantastic news. But which one of these two bikes should you buy as your next dual sport? So in this video, I'm going to break down the differentiations between each of these bikes to try and help you decide which is best suited for your next dual sport. So let's break it down and get straight into the video. Bit of housekeeping before we dive into the technicalities of the video. I've had Honda Australia confirm with me that Australia is actually getting the LED headlight structure on the 300L. So that means we're getting the better looking version, so we can all dry our eyes and rejoice in the fact that we're getting the better looking 300L. So that's fantastic news, and thanks for reaching out to me, Honda Australia. So the first and major difference, I think, is that windshield, the fairing and the headlight structure. All that is going to aid itself to more comfort out on the open road, particularly at higher speeds, from protecting you from that buffeting wind. So that means you're going to arrive at your destination with less fatigue, and it means that out on the open road you're going to be far more comfortable than if you're on the 300L. So that's something to consider if you tend to do a lot of highway riding, a lot of long distance, high speed riding. The Rally is going to be the more comfortable of the two bikes. You can modify the 300L to put a little screen on it and make it better that way, so there is that to consider. But straight out of the box, the Rally is going to be more comfortable, particularly in the heavy wind scenarios. The other thing included in that headlight structure is the brightness of the headlight. The Rally headlight is brighter than the L headlight, at least based on the 250 versions. So if you're riding at night, maybe you do a night shift or you find yourself doing a lot of night riding, then the Rally is going to have better illumination in my experience. So that might be a little safety tip there, that if you need the brighter headlight, perhaps the Rally is going to offer better illumination. The second big difference is that petrol tank. It holds 5 litres more fuel, so that means you can go further between fuel stops. It means less fuel anxiety, but it also means more weight. And that weight means it'll be more stable out on the open road, particularly in that higher wind scenario. So that means, again, it's going to be better on the open road as well as better at the wind buffeting because of all that screen protection. So we can start to see a pattern here that the Rally is becoming the better bike on the road. Now those things, when you add up the headlight, windscreen, the fairing and that petrol tank, they add that weight. And like I said, that helps in road stability, but that really does start to suck when you go off-road for a couple of reasons. Picking up the Rally is going to require a lot more effort compared to the L, because that weight is going to be held up high. The screen, the headlight structure, the petrol tank are all up high, so the leverage when you pick up the bike, it's going to feel a lot heavier than the L, even though it's only 10 or 11 kilos. So there's that to consider. If you need a bike you can pick up and you're riding off-road a lot, the Rally is going to be a bit of a pain compared to the L. So the L is obviously going to be lighter, more flickable off-road as well. So for a long day in the dirt, the L is going to be much easier to maneuver. The Rally is going to feel a little more cumbersome and you're going to be worn out quicker. So you can see a pattern here as well, that the L is starting to look as the better off-road option. The other difference is the ground clearance. It's very minor, but the Rally is 10 millimeters shorter than the 300L. So straight out of the box, the Rally is going to be slightly better for the shorter rider if you're wanting to get your feet down and feel confident. But in saying that, it's also going to be a lot more top heavy, so that might not be as great as it sounds straight away. But it does mean that the L is going to have more ground clearance for off-road, and that's going to be a clear advantage when you're trying to get over logs and over rocks. So the L, again, is going to be better suited for the off-road when it comes to that slight differentiation in ground clearance for the suspension. So I think going through those things, there's two clear scenarios that one bike is better at one thing and one bike is better at another thing. The Rally is the better bike for the long distance, high speed scenarios. The 300L is the better dual sport, that is doing the more technical single track, the woods riding. If you're doing a lot of dirt, it's going to be the better bike. If you're just getting into off-road riding and you're brand new to the sport, the 300L is going to be the way to go, in my opinion, if you're doing a lot of off-road riding. riding. It's going to be easier to pick up, it's thinner, it's going to be easier to maneuver through the technical terrain, and there's going to be less to break when you drop it, as it doesn't have the windscreen, the extra fairing, or the wider petrol tank. So keep that in mind as well. The Rally, however, is going to be more comfortable on that long distance road touring. If you do big distances and you tend to just do twin tracks, dirt roads, and back roads, but at high speeds, I think the Rally is going to be the better option for you. So those are the two differences there. The Rally is going to be the better, more comfortable bike on the road. The 300L is going to be the better, more comfortable bike off-road. So that is really the differences there. So if the CB500X just seems too heavy and too cumbersome, but you don't want something as light and skittish as the 300L, the 300 Rally is really going to be that great bike that offers the best of both worlds for that kind of scenario. So that's something to think about as well. And that's the thing here with dual sport and adventure riding, is asking yourself which compromises and which problems you're willing to live with, and which compromises and problems you just can't put up with. They're both going to be pretty great bikes, I think, and I am very excited for March when they come out here in Australia. I definitely will be throwing my leg over both of these bikes and giving them a test ride, as they both look like very interesting and great dual sports. So until then, guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers. They've been piling in lately, so welcome to our weird little part of the internet where we love all things dual sport and adventure bikes. And until next time, guys, don't forget to stay shiny side up, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.